Welcome back to the Later Dad. I'm really glad you're here. Today I want to talk to you about something I've thought a lot about lately, what I wish I knew before having children. Now, before we get started, this isn't a list of regrets, not even close. Becoming a dad is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, and also probably one of the hardest. But if I could jump back into time and have a coffee with my younger self before the kids arrived, there'd be a few things that I'd tell him. Some serious ones, some practical, and some that would have saved me standing in the supermarket lines wondering why there are 14 different types of baby wipes. So if you're about to become a dad or you're in the thick of it, I hope some of this helps. The first thing is routine isn't boring. It's actually freedom. Before kids, routine sounded, well, very boring. I liked being spontaneous. Late dinners, weekend sleep-ins, last minute plans, lots of holidays. Children quickly teach you that spontaneity is a luxury. The funny thing is, I thought routine was going to restrict our lives, but instead it's given us a lot more freedom. A child who knows what's coming up is actually usually a lot calmer. They know when it's time to eat, when it's time to play, when it's time to sleep. And when the kids are calmer, guess what? So are mum and dad. Now, does every day go to plan? Not really. No, absolutely not. Someone will refuse to have breakfast. Someone will have a poor night's sleep. Someone will decide on a different pair of shoes. And somehow we're always still that little bit late. But having a routine means you're always got something to come back to. It's not about being in the military. It's about creating predictability in a world that is completely new for children. The second thing I wish I'd known is that our children are also learning to regulate their emotions. This one changed my parenting. When a toddler is screaming because their banana broke in half, or because you gave them a blue cup instead of a green one, it feels really ridiculous. Really, uh, call it simple. But to them, that's a real problem. That's their problem. Children aren't trying to make our lives difficult. They're learning how to manage emotions they've never experienced before, just like many of us adults. And here's the difficult part. Sometimes they're borrowing your nervous system because they don't yet have one that works properly. So if I react with frustration, their emotions are going to get bigger. But if I stay calm, eventually they become too, because they know everything will be all right. Notice I said eventually. It doesn't happen always immediately because there's no magical trick, no Jedi trick. Sometimes they'll still melt down because you open the yogurt that they wanted in the wrong way. I've learned that my job isn't to stop every tantrum, it's to help them through it, to give them strategies, and to remember they're having a hard time, not giving me a hard time. Sometimes I'm brilliant at this, and other days I really suck. The third thing I wish I'd known is that toilet training is more about timing than talent. This is one I've probably struggled with a lot. I honestly thought toilet training was something that we just taught the kids. Turns out it's mostly something you just have to wait for, the perfect timing. Every child gets there in their own time. There'll be accidents. There'll be a lot of accidents. There'll be victories. There'll be moments where you celebrate someone doing a poo like they've won a gold medal. And somehow that becomes completely normal. The biggest lesson is just don't compare. Your friend's child might be trained months earlier, Another child might take even longer. Neither tells you anything about who they'll become. Celebrate the little wins, the progress. Laugh when things go completely wrong. Make sure you pack spare clothes and be prepared for spare laundry, or a lot more laundry, I should say. Number 4, no one prepared me for doing my daughter's hair. I thought that fatherhood would involve lots of footy, lots of bike rides, lots of building of cubby houses. Nobody mentioned I'd eventually become an apprentice hairdresser. The first time I tried to put my daughter's hair in a ponytail, well, it looked like she'd been caught in a very small tornado. One side was tight, the other side was somewhere else completely. There were bumps, there were loose bits, and hair ties disappearing all over the place. My daughter looked at me with complete confidence while I was breaking down inside, as if to say, "You've got this, Dad." But spoiler alert, I didn't. So I watched videos, I practiced, not on my own hair, of course. I got tips from my mum, my wife, I even asked other dads. And slowly, I'm still getting better. Now, I'm not winning any hairstyle awards, definitely not. But every time my daughters ask me to do their hair, I realise it's about much more than just a neat ponytail. It's about trust. It's about time together. It's another little way to show up as a dad. Number 5, you'll question yourself more than you've ever expected. Nobody tells me or you how often you'll wonder if you're doing enough. Am I too strict? Am I too soft? Am I too tired? Too distracted? Did I handle that well? Could I have done better? The truth is, well, the fact you're asking those questions probably means that you're already trying to be a good parent. Perfect parents don't exist, far from it. Present parents do. Your kids don't need you to get everything right. They need you to just keep showing up, having a go, making mistakes, apologizing when you get it wrong, laughing when it doesn't occur at all the way you've planned it, to play, to listen, and to just keep trying day after day. If I could leave you with one thing today, it is this. The little things you worry about today usually become the stories that you laugh about tomorrow. The tantrums, the sleepless nights, the impossible hairstyles, the toilet training disasters. One day, you'll actually miss them. Not all at once, but enough to realise how quickly childhood passes. So if you're listening to this while your toddler is refusing to put their pants or shoes on, or your baby hasn't slept at all, or you're wondering whether you're doing anything right, you're not alone. None of us have this completely figured out. We're all learning alongside our kids, and maybe that's what's being a dad is really about. Thank you so much for listening to The Later Dad. If this episode made you smile, reminded you of your own parenting journey, or made you think of another dad who'd enjoy it, I'd really appreciate if you shared it. Remember, look after yourself, look after your family, and remember, whether you're become a dad at 25 or 45, we're all figuring it out as we go.